What's up, Twitch? What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another JSRL live stream talking about One Piece. Our previous couple episodes that we done with this was leading up to the One Piece Super Pre-Release card game. I I was really excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited for the card game, and I totally and completely forgot my my tripod and my phone that I record with. Totally had forgotten about them. I was just so excited to go play in the event, and it just slipped my mind. The pre-release was great. It was a lot of fun. It was my first time playing an IRL card game in years. Honestly, I haven't played since probably like 2019. I would say maybe even 2018. So it's been quite a few years for me. And Bandai makes such great games that I knew I had to get into this one. The previous tournament that I really played in, the previous card game that I really played competitively in was probably Dragon Ball Super, which was a Bandai card game as well. And I did pretty well in that game, I would say so. And this game, seeing how it played and everything, really reminded me of Dragon Ball Super because they have a lot of the same similarities and whatnot. But it's kind of like they fine-tuned the way the game plays. I was signed up for 3 events this week, and it went great, honestly. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. I could just start from the beginning. I don't know if I should talk about the game a little bit more or whatnot. I feel like if you're watching this, you already kind of know how the game is played, and you're just kind of here to figure out what I used and what I was playing and what my matches were and how those games went. Right? I used. I'm gonna pull up my deck right here. It's all sleeved up still. I used Kid. I had to. I haven't seen the anime and I haven't read the manga. Don't come at me. But I read the cards and I am a card game player, and this Kid was just the way that I wanted to go. It's very similar to set 1 Vegeta in Dragon Ball Super with Critical, and they play very similarly. And I'm attracted to this playstyle. I'm not going to say that it's the best deck, but it is a very, very good deck. I really enjoy blue as well, but the playstyle of blue isn't quite my playstyle, so I went with green. I don't think there's an incorrect choice for this tournament at all. I think you can win with red, purple, blue, and green. Green is probably a little bit better than blue, purple, and red. Just a hair, though. Not much. Blue is probably the next deck. Red is probably the weakest. Not saying that it's a weak deck, but it's just the weakest of the 4. And purple's kind of in its own category by itself. Purple is a deck that you need to hit the stage, and if you hit the stage, you also need to hit some little engine inside the deck. The deck has these big beaters that are hard to deal with. The deck has a lot of blockers that are also big and hard to deal with, and it also has a way to spam the field. I know it sounds like it's insane, and it can be insane. It's just if you don't get any of those, you need 2 things to make the deck work, whereas with green you just need the leader, and then the other cards kind of support it. And the same thing goes with red. You just need the leader and everything else kind of supports it. It could use a little more rush inside of it, but all in all, it works pretty much by itself. And then blue is pretty well rounded off. Blue is probably the most synergistic archetype between and strategies, the most synergistic strategy between the 4 decks. The deck really worked with itself. The cards inside of it are really proper and fitting for it. Contradictory to purple, where purple they don't really flow together. They're very, you get this engine, this engine, this engine. So purple's in its own category. If it gets its cards, it's almost unbeatable. It's insane to play against. It's so crazy. But if it doesn't get the cards that it needs, then you got yourself a game, So from that note, that's why I chose to play Kid from the worst generation. Eustace, Captain Kid. He's great. I'm really looking forward. I'm going to continue to use Kid from here on out. And the set is released in December, and I'm going to build on my cards that I have now, my deck that I have now. I'm not looking to spend a lot of money in this game. That's just not me. I work with what I got, and what I got works. So, anyways, let's go a little farther on, shall we? I don't think I need to do a deck recap, but let me show you what I got, right? Let me show you what I walked away with at the end of the day, because I have to. I have to. We're only 15 minutes into the video and I haven't. What am I doing to attract the viewers? You know what I'm doing? I'm showing you the prize card that I walked away with after winning every single game throughout the whole throughout every event that I played. I didn't lose a single game. Best 2 out of 3s, and I don't know, it felt great. It really felt great. It reminded me that card games are definitely my niche. And it's a beautiful card. If you, I'll have to find, I can post it, but these cards right now are going for between $700 and $1,200 on eBay. People want them. You know, there's a that's the only way to get them is by winning or paying a grand for the card on eBay. I'm probably gonna try to get it sent out and graded, PSA graded. I've never done that before, but this is the card. Let me put it up there real quick. Super pre-release winner, Dawn 2. This card gains Rush. This is the same promo that I opened from the demo deck, from that promo pack that came with the demo deck. I also got some participation Luffy's. This is the same Luffy. So this Luffy's has 3 different artworks. You have the, and they're all promos. You have the promo pack Luffy, which I'll pull out right now too, just to show everyone. So we got promo pack Luffy. We got participating in the pre-release Luffy, and then we have the winner Luffy, but they're all the same Luffy. They all have the same code at the bottom. I also, my first event that I went to, we were only allowed to purchase 1 deck per person. They did go by, Bandai had released like 24 hours prior to events happening. They had released a statement saying that the tournament holder could hold up to 32 people at their discretion for however they wanted to do it. So that is what the tournament that I went to did. They held a tournament with everyone only getting 1 deck. First come, first serve, whatever you signed up on the list. I was number like 13 or 14 to sign up, so I had to wait. Hopefully no one was taking green because that's what I wanted to play. I'd been practicing for the last like month or so, waiting for this game to come out. And I managed, my partner also went with me. My girlfriend went with me. And we got the last 2 green decks. She also wanted to play green to check it out. So that was really cool. But we got the last 2 green decks. We got lucky and we managed to score some. After the event, I did go to the shop owner and he had a couple left from that case from that day. And he allowed us to buy another deck each. So I did walk away from there with 2 green decks. These are still sealed. 2 green decks, 1 blue deck, and 1 red deck. So here we are. We got a bunch of promo decks right here. Once again, if you look at these up on eBay, they're going for like $100 plus right now. It's crazy, 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 crazy. All the cards can confirm. Every single card is stamped that says Super Pre-Release on it, gold stamped. So that's insane. And then the second event that I went to, they were standing by their 8 participation event. So we were able to purchase 1 of each starter deck from them just from the get-go. So I did pick up a set of decks from them, 1 green, purple, red, and blue. Also got the promo pack from them, which the first place didn't allow me to get. They just allowed the first 8 people to get, even if you were elected into the event. They did it in a really weird way. They just decided to do their own thing and said, we're not going to listen to Bandai. We're not going to do what Bandai says. We're just going to do our own tournament our own way, which is pretty not okay with a lot of people. I didn't really like it either. I was happy to participate, but I wish the tournament holder would have been better prepared. It felt really one-sided towards their local people, if that makes sense. So, but it's whatever. And then the next day afterwards, I ended up going back to that same shop, the one that I went to first, because they told us it was a first come first serve, and I was elected into this tournament as well. And they decided that the day prior they were going to allow the people to sign up and pay for the next day. So it was once again their locals that had signed up got to play and enter the event. They had also opened up their case and sold half their decks the day prior. I don't know. Really cheaty, really kind of scummy, honestly. I didn't want to use that word, but I'm going to use it anyways. Really kind of scummy. But it's all good. It is all good. Let's just go ahead and get into my day for the event. This shop that I went to, it is this, I'm not going to lie, a little hole in the wall shop. They did both of their tournaments on the same day. They did 2 8-man pods. It was best 2 of 3, 2 out of 3. And you got to use whichever deck you wanted to. You know, everyone purchased all 4 of their decks. Everyone got to use everything they wanted. This shop was absolutely full of tryhards. I think there was 1 blue deck, 2 red decks, and then 5 green decks in my 8-man pod, which was wild. That was absolutely insane. My first tournament, my first game that I played against was against red. I ended up playing against Luffy. My opponent really, really, really handled his Dawn well. He knew how to use the Dawn. He knew when to equip it for red. Far better than I could have. And it was an insanely close game. But I did manage to come out on top. It was close. I don't know what else to say. You know how red is. Red boosts their unit to 15k and attacks you, and there's nothing you can really do but take it. So it just came down really just a player skill on that one and a little bit of luck, I might say. My second match was against Croc, against Blue, and that was, man, I really wish I'd brought my phone with me. I really, really do. That was probably the most intense game I'll ever play for One Piece. My opponent had hit 5 triggers. All 5 of his rewards were triggers. He had used the 2-drop card, I'll put that here again, to return his blockers to his hand when I would block them, so it would fizzle out the attack. He had used 3 of the 4-drop event that bounces 7 drops and higher. I'll put that right here again. And it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game. It ended up coming down to we were in time. We only had 1 game and we were in time. And time we were doing 0, 1, 2, 3. I was turn 1, so he was turn 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then at the end of the 3rd turn you check to see, you count life total. Whoever has the most life wins. If you're tied, you check your deck and field total. Whoever has the most cards wins, etc., etc. So we're in time, and he has Del Flamingo, which is this card right here, 7k, bounces a 7-drop and put in play. He had that in play. He also had a Pacifista, and he had one of the 4-drop, 3-drop, 4k that also bounces a unit to the hand when it's put in play. And he was just swinging face. I only had Kid. I only ended up summoning... let me show you. I summoned... Where you at? Where you at? Should have pulled these cards out. I wasn't thinking. I didn't think I'd be doing it like this. Aside from Jewelry Bonnie and Beige, Capon Gang Beige, the only other units I summoned were these 2. And the reason I summoned them... Only summon 1 each, was I summoned this one because there was opportunity for me to deal big damage to my opponent. And I didn't even end up doing big damage to him because his triggers were popping off and bouncing my card. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was so crazy with his triggers. And then I ended up summoning this because it was a 1-drop. It cost 1, and it allowed me to boost him again, which ended up being pointless, just like I knew it would be. So I ended up wasting one of my counters instead of keeping it in my hand. But it came down to the last card. If the last card was a Boa, which is a 3-drop blocker that has a trigger effect of put it in play. If his last trigger was Boa, then I would have lost the game because it was turn 3. It was the final turn. I had 0 life. I had 0 life. He just had to attack me again. And I had definitely gone through more cards in my deck than he had because of Bonnie Jewelry Bonnie, whatever her name is. And luckily for me, it wasn't Boa. I ended up taking the damage from him and then attacking again for game. So I did manage to completely beat my opponent. I didn't just beat him in time. I genuinely beat him and took his life down to 0 and hit him for final damage. And that was an insane game. The whole shop was sitting there watching us play. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm definitely going to bring my equipment with me next time to play. I promise. I promise you I will not forget it. And then in my final match at that shop was the mirror match against Green. And the game wasn't as difficult against Blue. It was a very long, grindy game playing against the mirror match kid. But we did come out on top, obviously. I got the winner card. He had 9. Did I go first? Did he go first? I think I went first. Either which way. He didn't have the energy he needed to summon his 7-drop kid. And he tapped 6 and put it in play. And I was like, hey, how much Dawn do you have? And he's like, oh, I don't have enough. And he untapped it. And he was like, oh, dang. I was like, yeah, you equipped him to your leader and to this guy to get in the extra attacks. And then a couple turns later, where I was clearly dominating the field. I was dominating the game 100%. I had 2 Jewelry Bonnies in play, and then I had 3 Beige, which is the 1-block protector in play as well. And the game was just heavily in my favor. And he had summoned Heat and swung out with Heat. Not in that same turn. He had summoned Heat. Heat was on the field for a few turns. And then he ended up, a little later, sitting there contemplating his turn, you know, looking for answers. And he summons Law. He attacks with Heat. Doesn't do anything to me. He summons Law, which allows you to restand one of your 4-drop or lower, 5-drop or lower, Supernova, or on play, set one of your Supernova or Heart Pirate type rested characters with a cost of 5 or less to active position. And Heat is neither one of those, has neither one of those characteristics. And as soon as he put it in play, I said, yeah, that's fine. And he goes, okay. Well, I'm going to target Heat and restand. And he goes to move his fingers onto it. And I said, oh, can I read Law? And without batting an eye, without doing anything, he goes, oh, no, it's not Supernova. Okay. Damn. So you tell me, you know, if he was trying to cheat me or not. That one I truly feel was him trying to cheat me. The kid was iffy. Like, he could have been trying to cheat, but like it could have just been a mistake. I don't know. It was a little weird, but seeing if I wasn't paying attention to the Dawn and everything, and seeing if I would have paid attention to characteristics, I knew that Green would be the easiest deck for people to try to cheat with because there's so many unsynergistic cards inside the deck. Like, the characteristics just don't match up. They just don't match up. There are a few cards that work with a few cards, and it's really cool when they do, but for the most part, the characteristics just aren't there. For like all the vanillas. All the vanillas don't share anything with anything. They're just green vanillas. They're just 1k blockers. 1k counters. I was at 4 life. He was at 5 life. Time was called, and he was turn 0, 1, 2, 3. He tried to swing, but I had 7-drop kit in play, Beeges. I had all kinds of blockers and whatnot. I had 10 cards in my hand. He had 2, maybe. And one of them was his 7-block kid, so I really knew he didn't do anything. I knew that he didn't have anything. And then it goes to me, turn 1, and I sit there and I deplete all of his units again, all of his attackers, and I don't even attack him. I just kill his characters right there. And when I do this, he's going into his final turn with no field, no hand. And he has 5 life, but he has no field, no hand. He has nothing going on for him. So he draws for turn, and he ends up putting it in play for some reason. It ends up being another Law, Trogloff Law, whatever the name is. Puts it in play. He attacks with his unit. I block, or I don't even block. I pitch cards from my hand for it, because why am I going to use I can attack with my blocker. Comes to my turn. He has no responses for anything, no hands. He has Law on field, which doesn't do anything on field at this point. And I just swung out, and depleted my opponents, and and that was game. So the game was heavily in my favor. It was pretty funny. I don't want to. It was pretty funny, honestly. The other people that were doing their final, their final round as well for the other 8-man pod that was going on was watching our game. Most of the people had left from the shop at this point, and they were like, "Oof, oof, ooh, skill diff," and I'm like, "Damn, bro! Like you just said that in front of your homie. That's fucked up." But it was really funny. It was great, and I'm really glad I went. And like I said, ended up getting the winner's promo card here. Got to be nice and gentle with this. Beautiful card. Beautiful card. Going for like $1,000. Insane. And yeah, it was. I went totally undefeated. Didn't lose a single game against anybody throughout the entire event, and it felt good. It felt good to play card games again. You know, I play card games online, but it's totally different playing card games online and playing them face to face. Playing them face to face, you get to watch your opponent. You get to play. You get to see how they play. You get to see like their facial expressions and whatnot, and I love that. I love being able to like read people as I play the game. It makes it that just so much more enjoyable for me. It's just beautiful. It's just the topping. It's just the topping on the cake for me. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Wake up the next day, head to that other shop that held the tournament the day prior, that was allowing people to sign up for it even if they weren't elected in. And I'm like, okay, same, thinking that they're going to be doing the same thing. So I show up 5 minutes before the shop even opens, and I go inside when it opens, hoping to get the promo, you know, because I'm trying to get the promo, trying to get as much as I can for this game. And they told me that I can't sign up, that the day prior they had decided to fill up the slots and have people pay for it then and there. And then they gave the promos out to those people. And then they ended up opening up the box and selling 16 of the decks to other players as well. So really sketchy. Really, really sketchy. Totally went against Bandai and everything that they were trying to do, and they just did their own thing, which is really not professional in any which way at all. It's not proper card game etiquette. I probably won't be going to that card shop again. Like it was just, it didn't feel good, you know, to be elected in and do everything that I'm supposed to do on my end for Bandai, for them to go and really screw us over like that. It felt really wrong. So we ended up just leaving and then going back and play testing and opening up some decks and pushing them together and making like super starter decks, because there are some online events that are coming up that are allowing 512 participants to join, and it is a lottery system to get in. So if you're 815 to join, you still have a chance to get in because it's lottery draw. It's going to be a computer that randomly generates 512 participants to join. If you do get elected in, you got to pay for your entry within X amount of time. If you don't, it'll go on to the next person. So I'm really looking forward to that. There's actually 3 of them, and I signed up for all 3 of them. The first one is going to be October 30th, then November 5th, then November 12th. They're all online games. They're probably going to be over Discord or something like that. And these tournaments are allowing players to use multiple starter decks. So if you've got 2 blue, 2 green, 2 red, 2 purple, and then you can make a better starter deck using those super starter decks. And they're also allowing the promo pack cards as well, which is what I opened prior as well. It comes with a 1 Kaido, 1 Croc, 1 Luffy, 1 Kid, and 1 turn 1 red event card. So we got to get some play testing with that. As of right now, we haven't actually added the promos into our decks. I haven't even opened them. I'm still like sketch about doing that, but we're going to do it. I'm more than likely going to play green for this event as well, and then put in the Kaido and adjust the decks the way I want to, because like I said, the green starter deck is really not synergistic with all of its effects and everything, because the characteristics of all the cards are just different. So those events, like I said, if you want to sign up for them, it's through the Bandai TCG Plus app again, and it's a little bit of a bitch to navigate, but it's through all the same thing. They're 512 participant tournaments. So these are people from across the whole country playing, right? So it's kind of like a national tournament. It's a national event, and there's 3 of them. There's 3 national events with 512 participants playing, and that is mind-blowing, and I am so excited. I need to get my foot in the door. I got me and my whole team signed up for it, aside from Stigma, but we'll get Stigma in there. And then hopefully, we're all elected into it, and then we get to play. And then the first place is going to receive a special winner promo. I don't know. They haven't announced what it is. It said it's going to be coming soon. So I don't know if it's going to be the Luffy again or if it's going to be something else. But I'll tell you this now. If it's not the Luffy promo and they make another winner promo, this Luffy is going to go up even more in price. And then it's going to be like this crazy collection thing for trying to get these winter promos. And all the winter promos are just going to be insane value. And like I said, I'm going to try to get mine sent out, try to get a PSA graded. And then hopefully I can win a couple more events and get all these other different winter promo cards. And then also get those graded and just have them in my collection, honestly. It's just something that I think would be really, really cool. I like to keep cool card game stuff. I kept a lot of Dragon Ball Super stuff. I still have Dragon Ball Super demo decks, as funny as that is. And I have one One Piece demo deck that I haven't opened, so we're just gonna have to find out how that goes. But that's like I said, we got these 3 tournaments coming up: October 30th, November 5th, and November 12th. Online events over Discord, more than likely. And I'm hopefully I get into those too. If I get into those, it's gonna be sweet. And I hope I do well in those as well. Gonna get my playtesting starting soon. Hopefully we can fine-tune our decks before the events. It was a lot of fun. I'm really glad I got to participate. It feels great to be back in the card game world, to be playing IRL card games and not just over the internet. I will be doing some recording of games here soon and posting those. If you need tips, tricks, advice, or just want to watch some genuinely good gameplay, because me and my friends, we go to a lot of really competitive events. If you don't believe me, let me prove it to you. Follow us below and let us know what you think of our gameplay. If you think that we're doing something incorrect, if you think you can do it better, hit me up. I'm willing to play online, and I'm willing to play against anyone through Discord or whatever. If you think that you play the game better than me, if you think you can articulate your deck better, then prove it to me. Let's go. Show me that I didn't deserve this. Show me that I didn't deserve the One Piece winter promo, because it feels very well deserved. All 3 of my games I played were extremely difficult, and I loved every moment of it. I did not play against a Kaido player, so I'm going to throw that out there. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for my next events. I can't wait to post more content for this. Check out my TikToks. I'm also going to link that. I'm going to link everything today. All of my videos are going to start getting everything. Check out my TikToks. Check out my other YouTube videos. Check out my Instagram Reels. Check out my Facebook Reels. Check out my YouTube Shorts. Check out everything. Check out our Facebook Marketplace. We got it all linked below. And we're going to be bringing as much One Piece content to you as we physically can. I hope to see everyone back and returning. Our next video that we're going to put up, like I said, is going to be some gameplay videos. Couple matches. Just let me know what you want to see below. Let me know what decks you want to see. First match you want to see. You want to see Croc versus Kid, green versus blue. That's a historical matchup right there. You want to see red versus purple. You want to see red versus green. I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Shout out to Draken and shout out to Stigma for the gifted subs. I really appreciate that. You guys are helping making my dream come true and helping support my card game addiction. So thank you so much. Good luck in the rest of your games, and let's find that One Piece.